To all those who are able, I invite you to stand with our students as I offer these words of invocation. To the ultimate healer, we pause to give thanks for this opportunity to acknowledge our need for commitment and preparation. Thank you for the high ideals of learning, collaboration, and personal growth, which help mark the path toward professional development. May these students be reminded that they do not walk this path alone, but a common dedication to healing and learning has brought persons from various backgrounds to journey together. We also offer gratitude for faculty and alumni who have paved the way and continue to give back as an investment to those who follow in their vocation. Bless these students in their days of study. Allow that the spark of inspiration that guided them to the profession of medicine continues to grow brighter. And may the symbol of the white coat be a constant and visible reminder as the profession of medicine is practiced with honor and compassion. For these and other blessings, we give thanks. Amen. You may be seated.
Good afternoon to the members of our Board of Trustees, MUSC administrators, department chairs, faculty, families, friends, and most importantly to the class of 2028. Welcome to your white coat ceremony and welcome to the MUSC family. You're a special class. Many of you have heard this already as students, but family and friends, this is MUSC's 200th anniversary. It was November 8th, 1824, when 7 students answered an ad in the Charleston Post and showed up for their first lecture in the Medical College of South Carolina. They paid a nickel and didn't have to take the MCAT or worry about GPAs. But this was unique to the community of Charleston to form their own medical school. They felt that MUSC felt that Charleston needed that, and the physicians responded to that call. And we've been through a lot over those 200 years to develop who we are today. But to know that you're a special class starting during our 200th bicentennial year, and to know that we will be celebrating with a birthday party on November 7th, because we're giving you an exam that day. So we'll celebrate the end of the exam as well. But to give you some idea of how unique this class is, and I know everyone who comes repeatedly to this event hears me talk about a unique class, but it's true. We started this year with 3,780 applications, and we whittled it down to 186 students to join the class of 2028. We always try to find the best and brightest, and once again this year we succeeded. Some fun statistics that I always like to bring up. 19 counties from the state of South Carolina are represented. 93% of you live in South Carolina and reside in South Carolina. 4 of you are pursuing a dual degree as MD, PhD students. 61% are women, highest percentage ever. The Gamecocks outnumber the Tigers by 1 student. I'm a Georgia Bulldog fan, so everyone just lost 2 points. Some came straight from college, but others had different routes. We have a Navy veteran who operated nuclear reactors. We have a violinist who performed at Carnegie Hall and the Sydney Opera House. We have a former LPGA golfer. She and I need to meet. I have some golf tournaments I need help in. We have one who had spent 8 years as a professional ballerina and a second student who trained with the Bolshoi Ballet. And we have 2 sets of siblings. Can't think of a more unique class, and that's who you are. To the class of 2028, I also want to welcome you to the profession of medicine. This is why we do a white coat ceremony. 34 years ago, when I started medical school, we didn't have this event. This was founded by Dr. Arthur Gold, a physician at Columbia University, who felt that we needed to do something to introduce students to what it meant to be a professional. Yes, you're still a student. Yes, you are still learning. But remember that everything you learn beginning on Thursday morning in that first 8 a.m. class, you will apply to a patient one day. And you may, from that information, save someone's life or make it just a little bit better. Now, why do we use white coats? You know, up until the late 19th century, black was the color of physicians. It was felt that if you went to see a physician, it was a formal event, much like wearing a tuxedo or a black dress event, as we used to call them. But as we progressed, people often just went to see the physician because it meant they were near death, because we didn't know a whole lot back in the late 19th century about how to save lives. But about that time, Dr. Lister in England began to understand that germs cause disease, and white became viewed as cleaner and sterile, and became the color of the healthcare profession. And the white coat to cover our clothing became a symbol of being a physician. Now, white comes from the Latin candidus, which is also the root of the word candor. And I think about that because I think about the candor that you will have to share in your career with numerous patients and families. Some days you will get to share their joys, and some days you will have to have candid conversations that they are not to be cured. Those all require your understanding and meaning of what it means to be a physician. The white coat is a symbol of professionalism, and every class of students has heard me say this before. I always tell the students the amount of respect you show your white coat is a symbol to me of the amount of respect you will treat your patients. So please don't keep them crumpled up in the backseat of your car or in a locker. Invest in an iron or a steamer, or even go to a dry cleaner, which is what I do. White coats, though, are also a symbol of compassion, of caring, and of the trust that your patients are placing in you. So think about that every time you put on this white coat. It is a mantle of responsibility as you wear that. Now, sometimes people ask me, why are the students' white coats short and the attendings' white coats long? Well, there's some reasons for that. One is it makes us really easy to figure out who's who in the hospital. And when you're in a crisis situation, it's never great to call upon a first-year medical student in a short coat. It's really not a good idea to call the third-year student either. But it's also a symbol that as you gain in your knowledge and your ability to be a professional, your coat goes from short to long. And that's true also, as you'll see and we'll talk about 4 years from now at hooding, that your hood is longer than others because of the degree you have obtained. And as I've said to you before, the faculty on this stage and those that aren't here today, those that they are representing, are committed to all of you walking out this door with an MD degree. As long as you meet us and follow our guidelines, we will help to ensure that. On a final note, I do want to make sure to thank the Alumni Association, and Dr. Sam McGowan is next to speak. But it's because of our alumni and the legacy that they believe in at the Medical University of South Carolina that you have a free white coat and that you will be given a free stethoscope. Those are gifts from the alumni to you as you enter medical school. And just so to remind you that you will find a name and a note card in your stethoscope box. And we ask that you write a thank you note to that alumnus who gave of their time and money to purchase this equipment for you so that they could be a partner with you along the journey to becoming a physician. We are excited to have you here. White Coat is always a day of new beginnings for us, and we're very excited that the class of 2028 is here, and we welcome you to the MUSC family. Thank you.
Greetings. I'm Sam McCown, I'm president of the MUSC College of Medicine Alumni Board. It's really embarrassing when people start snoring when I'm speaking, so I like to get audience participation so I don't bore them into somnolence. So for starters, students, this will be your participation. Raise your hands if you've had someone tell you medicine's not what it used to be or kids are different now. I would think 100% of you. Yep, that's right. Well, I don't believe it. Medicine has changed a lot, but it's always been a career of lifelong hard work that is emotionally, intellectually, and financially rewarding. You'll experience higher highs and lower lows than most, but every day you practice medicine, you'll learn something new, no matter how experienced you are. People will say you're the cream of the crop, but a lot of you are like me when I was sitting where you are probably, thinking that somehow you tricked the system because they clearly made a mistake letting you in. You're all sacrificing a lot by choosing the path you have. I think my life underwent more change in my time in medical school and residency here at MUSC than any other time of my life. Your friends will move on, they'll have careers and families long before most of you, and you'll get gray hair more quickly. To demonstrate some other change, let's talk genetics for a minute. So in the 4th century BC, Aristotle described a phenomenon that people experience when they're in a dark room and go outside and a lot of them sneeze. Just like a lot of times if you're some of you at a theater and you walk outside in the sunlight, you'll sneeze. So of course in medicine, this medicine, we got to make the easy stuff hard, right? So the medical term for this is autosomal dominant compelling helio-ophthalmologic syndrome. The acronym for that is, of course, ACHOO syndrome. So, medical students only, please stand if you have ACHOO syndrome. There we go. We got a few honest souls out there. So family and guests that are here can look. I'm also demonstrating another phenomenon. If you ask someone to stand if they have a syndrome, you don't get a lot of participation. Because 25% of the population actually has ACHOO syndrome. Sometimes I do this and I call it the ACHOO reflex, and a lot more people stand if they ask them if they have the reflex. So since I didn't get enough people standing, let's try this. If you can fold your tongue front to back, students only, stand please. Get a lot more participation there. Same percentage, but that's actually a little high. So, okay, no, everybody stay standing, stay standing. So if you're 6 foot tall or taller, sit down. Okay, still too many. If you're 5'10" or taller, sit down. Okay, that's about right. So look around. That is the number of you that will have kids in med school residency, roughly, 30%. Okay? Now you can sit down. All right. Now if you have brown eyes, stand up. Okay, that's about the number of you that are going to get married in medical school and residency. You can sit down. 100% of you will make one of the biggest choices in your life besides your spouse or your career, which you've already done, and that's your medical specialty. And that'll be one of the biggest decisions of your life that you'll also make in the next few years. So now for my next thing, I want you to all, audience included, friends and family, students, take a moment to think about who you think the most famous athlete is in the last 100 years. And when I mean famous, I mean if you poll the entire earth, what percentage of the earth would know that name when they hear it? So everybody should have a name in their head right now. So students, or guests can participate in this too. Raise your hand if you thought LeBron James, Michael Jordan, or Tom Brady. We get a good bit of those. All right, you can put your hands down. How about Messi or Ronaldo? Got a lot of those. Messi, that's right, Messi. Okay, students, stand if Pelé was one of your picks. So you're the one. So you're going to either be first in your class or last in your class with that kind of knowledge. I'm not sure which. So if you can tell me who Pelé is in the audience, just raise your hand if you know who Pelé is. Okay, so I think if you look around, students, I think the parents are much more familiar with him than a lot of the students are. So he was a soccer player, and the Olympic Committee and other worldwide organizations named him the greatest athlete of the 20th century. For those of you that don't know, the World Cup is a worldwide soccer competition done every 4 years. And Pelé had more World Cup victories than Messi and Ronaldo combined. And he's the only player in history to have won 3 World Cups. And he has more goals before the age of 18 than most in the World Cup. Nigeria was having a civil war when his team went there to do an exhibition game. And both sides of the battling war agreed to a 48-hour ceasefire so that they could go watch him play on little tiny black and white TVs. He's the only athlete I've ever known that's been able to stop a war for a time like that. Just 10 years after World War II, more people throughout the world knew who Messi was than Hitler. So take for a minute and imagine a football stadium. It can be American football or European football with 100,000 people in it. That's about how many patients you'll have a life-changing impact on average throughout your lifetime. You'll be safely delivering babies, helping a child heal and survive to adulthood, diagnosing and treating cancer, trauma, infection, and a host of other diseases. Pelé and the other athletes you thought of may entertain more people and be more famous than you, but their influence on the earth will change, and yours will have a lasting impact on humanity through the people you save and the lives you change. For me, med school was rigorous, but one of the things I remember about it is everybody walks to the beat of their own drummer. Most of you are amazing people in your own right. But in med school, you'll learn to talk about inappropriate things like blood and guts casually during a meal with your friends. Your non-medical friends will ask you a question, and you'll think, oh, well, any doctor should know the answer to that question, and you'll have no clue of the answer. You'll learn left field medical trivia that's entertaining and has no medical use, like a Chew syndrome. But for some advice, you will be among the first generation to use large language model artificial intelligence. Recently, they were training one of the big AI models, and they showed it a lot of pictures of a cat. And then they showed it a cat sitting on a chair, and it couldn't identify it. And they went back and looked and said, well, create a picture of a cat, and it created a picture of a green cat. So they looked at all the images they had used to train the AI model, and all the pictures they gave it were a cat standing on grass. So remember the limitations of the tools you're using to help your patients, and remember the limitations of yourself, including your own brain. Next, you'll have great teachers and leaders, but a lot of them are going to be intimidating, but don't be intimidated. Ask the questions that need to be asked, question everything you're taught, and look for a better way of how to do it. I can't tell you how many things I was taught one way and found a simpler and better way for my patient in the process. I was advised not to bring up politics today. I can't imagine why. But so I'm going to bring up politics. Politicians today attack each other to lift themselves up. It's a sad state of affairs. But that's not how the best ideas are found. Even though medicine is a science, there are multiple solutions for every complex problem. So remember that polite, open debate is the way the best ideas come up to help your patients, not an echo chamber. Bill Russell, who many of you might have heard of, he won 11 NBA titles, which is one more than Michael Jordan and LeBron James combined. But the amazing thing is, he was never the high scorer on the team in the NBA Finals. He said, quote, "The most important measure of how good a game I played was how much better I made my teammates play." So don't be like politicians today. Be like Bill Russell. Medicine is a team effort, and you're training to be the team leader. So start today and try to make everyone around you better. From now on, when you put on your white coat, remember the great responsibility you carry and the positive impact you can have on the world.
It is my pleasure and privilege to introduce our white coat speaker, Dr. Mark Heinzelman. Dr. Heinzelman is an associate professor of medicine and serves as the vice chair for quality improvement in the Department of Internal Medicine, the chief of hospital medicine, and our assistant dean for career advising in the College of Medicine. Dr. Heinzelman earned a Bachelor of Science degree in rehabilitation science from the University of Pittsburgh and his medical degree from Loyola University's Stritch School of Medicine, and then went on to earn a Master of Public Health and Epidemiology from the Medical University of South Carolina. Upon completing his combined internal medicine and pediatrics residency at MUSC, Dr. Heinzelman's passion for education was already evident, and this secured his selection as the chief resident. The following year, we were very happy when he joined the MUSC internal medicine faculty. His career is exemplary for his dedication to teaching and to clinical excellence. As an educator, he has served as the director of our internal medicine clerkship and the sub-internship in 4th year. He was a master clinical skills teacher and co-chaired our clinical science planning and evaluation committee. And during his time as clerkship director, he oversaw the introduction of a new 2-week ambulatory medicine clerkship. Dr. Heinzelman has a very special and deep interest in the teaching of clinical reasoning and has led efforts to develop the clinical reasoning curriculum at our medical school. Dr. Heinzelman has earned numerous teaching awards and accolades, including the 2023 Education Mentoring Award from the Department of Medicine, the 2022 College of Medicine Golden Apple Teaching Excellence Award for clinical years, and the 2022 MUSC Faculty Award for Teaching Excellence in the Educator Mentor category. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Heinzelman to the podium.
Thank you for those kind words, Dr. Kern. Student doctors, I want to be one of the first to proudly address you by your new title. Congratulations on your acceptance into MUSC's College of Medicine. Your entrance into medical school is a result of your history of academic excellence. Each of you have made a significant investment to get to this point in your career. But your journey was not one in isolation. Instead, you were surrounded by your parents, grandparents, husband, wife, significant other, and friends. To the family members and friends in attendance today, I would like to thank you for your support of these student doctors in their pursuit of becoming a physician, as South Carolina and our country needs them. As an educator, the white coat is one of my favorite days of the year, as it signifies another group of talented and passionate trainees' entrance into the medical profession and our MUSC family. To our new student doctors, I want to personally welcome you to our MUSC family. Every single student doctor and every single person sitting on the stage behind me are teammates in the pursuit of excellence. Excellence in patient care, excellence in innovation and research, and excellence in education. And as teammates, we need to partner for you to achieve excellence in medical school. As educators, our commitment to you is to motivate and inspire you, to allow you to achieve more than you ever thought was possible. We know how to do this. We have been successful. In return, we ask you, our new student doctors, to commit and trust the process. To this day, I often reflect back on my white coat ceremony in 2006. Prior to medical school, like many of you, I had been successful in every single academic initiative I encountered. Despite this, in 2004, I was rejected from every single medical school that I applied to. It was the first time that I had ever failed. I lost confidence in myself. Over the next few months, I strongly considered changing my career path. But as I contemplated my next step, I took time to reflect on my decision as to why I chose to pursue medicine. Growing up, my goal was to become an athletic trainer and work in the National Football League. While in the sports medicine program at the University of Pittsburgh, my sister Tracy, at the time a senior at the University of South Carolina, died in a car accident a few months before her graduation. Tracy was the valedictorian of her high school, a prestigious McNair Scholar at USC, and to this day, the most talented person I ever met. Tracy could have graduated in 3 years, but chose to wait and walk across the stage with her friends, because that is the type of person she was. Tracy never got that opportunity. Her death was difficult for me, but even more so for my parents. I truly believe one of the hardest things in life is to watch a parent have to bury their child. In that moment, my life changed. Being an athletic trainer was no longer an option. In that moment, I decided to live the rest of my life in Tracy's honor. And to do so, I had to enter a field in which I could ease the suffering of others. And I chose medicine and decided being a physician was my vocation. So in 2004, while considering a new career path after being rejected from all the schools that I applied, I took time to reflect back on my why. Why did I choose medicine in the first place? And for me, it was to honor my sister. So in subsequent months, I owned my previous setbacks, changed my mindset, readjusted my approach, and made the decision to push forward, which included enrolling in additional classes and learning how to master the verbal reasoning section of the MCAT. Looking back, getting rejected from medical school in 2004 was the best thing that could have happened to me, as it ignited my internal drive and fueled my pursuit of excellence. 2 years later, after earning acceptance to medical school, I launched my journey towards excellence. After years of dedication to my study, I was inducted into the Junior AOA Honor Society. 1 year later, I was fortunate to match into my #1 choice for residency. I was then selected as an internal medicine chief resident. After joining MUSC as a faculty member, I've had the honor of serving as the medicine clerkship director, vice chair for quality for our Department of Medicine, and I currently have the privilege of serving as the assistant dean for career advising and chief of our division of hospital medicine. And what I've learned in my pursuit is that none of my success has had anything to do with my natural ability or talent prior to medical school. Instead, it is a direct result of my drive, work ethic, discipline to the field, and attitude. Similarly, I'm here to tell you today that your future success is not contingent upon your previous MCAT score, your undergraduate class rank, or any previous award you have received. It does not matter if you have received a full scholarship or you were just recently accepted off the wait list. Your future success is only tied to your drive, commitment, and discipline, all of which this white coat symbolizes. Great things will happen to people who make great things happen. While receipt of your white coat today serves as entrance into the medical profession and our MUSC family, it also comes with a new level of responsibility. You are no longer a college student, but a MUSC physician in training. As you accept your white coat today, we ask that you accept this increased responsibility and commit to the major transition you are about to embark upon. To be successful moving forward, you have a responsibility to transition from being a passive learner to an active learner. Transition from a fixed mindset to a growth mindset, and transition from a student-centric to patient-centric approach to learning. As a result of these transitions, you will not wait for information to be shared with you, but you will actively pursue it. In your pursuit, you will not study to ensure you are achieving the bare minimum passing score on a test. Instead, you will study to truly understand concepts, because you never know if that specific content may be required to help a patient sitting in front of you. And as you receive your white coat today, please understand that the next 4 years of your life will come with challenges. When I look at my colleagues on the stage today, I am convinced that every single colleague sitting behind me has had some sort of obstacle that they've had to overcome in their medical education, training, or current physician practice. And I predict you will as well. When faced with an obstacle in your medical education, I encourage you to embrace the challenge head on. Throughout your training, seek out and embrace that friction, because that is where growth occurs. But what does that actually mean? In your preclinical years, when faced with challenging content, do not accept the fact that you do not understand it, and do not say it is what it is, because that phrase suggests a fixed mindset. It suggests that you are set on the idea that there are certain things that you are good at and certain things that you are not skilled at. We can be better. Meet with your professors, seek help from colleagues, and adjust your approach. The learner with a growth mindset will view the challenge as an opportunity to improve and will not stop until they fully grasp the information. Similarly, in the clinical environment, When you are on a rotation that you know you will not be pursuing in residency, do not just give the bare minimum effort, but be better. Learn as much as possible with the goal of being able to help a patient, family member, or friend over your career. Prior to medical school, as a former high school wrestling coach, I would often tell my team, you do not rise to the level of expectations in competition. You fall to the level of your training. Well, I am convinced that phrase applies to medicine. If you do not put the time in during medical school, do not expect results in residency and beyond. Excellence is not a singular act. It is a habit, and it starts today with receipt of your white coat. Over the next 4 years, you're going to work incredibly hard, experience the most amazing highs and some sad lows, and believe it or not, encounter last chance opportunities. It will be challenging, but you will succeed. Believe in yourself, rely on your family and friends, and dream big. Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, Africa's first female president, reminds us that the size of your dreams must always exceed your current capacity to achieve them. If your dreams do not scare you, they are not big enough. I am convinced that you will achieve your dreams here at MUSC, but the reward at the end will not be a longer white coat or matching into your #1 ranked residency program. Instead, the reward will be the journey you will have gone through, the people you will have met, the skills that you will have learned, and the lives that you will have touched. So do not forget to stop along the way to reflect on all that you have accomplished. Congratulations and welcome. I cannot wait to partner with you. Thank you.
We now invite the class of 2028 to come forward to receive their white coats.
Maya Abo Hamzi. Emma Albano. Thomas Allen. Nicholas Alter. Ariana Angelis. McKinley Antley. Katia Ashley. Grace Bader. Liam Bagwell. Paige Beans. Matthew Bernstein. Mallory Best. Shreya Buthapori. Pauline Bisacheo. Savannah Bowers. Dalton Bridges. Abigail Broom. Isaac Brown. Kelly Buchan. Stephen Chamberlain. Ashley Choi. James Clifford. DeWitt Coleman. Dylan Connolly. Kaya Cook. Gianna Cooper. Nathaniel Crowley. Kayla Curtis. Kushi DeVay. Bennett Davis. Tyler Dimshek. Jacob Denton. Parker Dillon. Matthew Descaya. Kaylee Ellis. Luke Emerson. Nicole Enerson. Sunny Ennis. John Elliott Epps. Morgan Etheridge. Hal Fant. Gabe Farah. Karam Faraj. Andrew Fiorentino. Caroline Gray Forsberg. Ellison Kate Fox. Antonia Gotcha. Grace Elizabeth Gardner. Thomas Geiger. Marie Gerges. Morgan Jean Catarini. Emily Jipp. Aiden Gillespie. Tyler Golbus. Alejandra Gomez. Keonjane Govan. Megan Gray. Anna Neff. Jordan Gruber. Alexander Hannigan. Isha Hegde. Hannah Herring. Amelia Hilton. Ashton Hines. Bridget Holland. Liz Iglesias. Jarir Imran. Aiden Jenkins. Jessica Jennings. Juliet Johnson. William Johnson. Alana Jones. Aaron Jones. Carol Jones. Devik Carey. Nicholas Hulardava. Madeline Kitlis. Leah Marie Kreitziger. Corina Laird. Lambert Bertelson. Crawford Elizabeth Latham. Angel Legree. Edgar Lemus Rivera. Max Lento. Angel Lee. Jasmine Lynn. Tanner Cooper. Bryn Lina. Bryce McCauley. Hareem Mahmood. Rachel Mayo.
Jackson Philip Meredick. Edmund McAllister. Sarah McCown. Jamie McKeel. Anthony Minerva. Gabriel Malasso. Mickey Monroe. Sarah Mae Moody. Hannah Morgan. Victoria Morgan. Richard D. Mosley III. Tyler Myers. Ubajith Nair. James Nations. Rohitha Narella. Haley Ninnis. Desiree Wabudu. Dylan Odell. Pamela Painter. Kendall Parsons. Javarni Puvernathi. Sina Patel. Nishi Patel. Priya Patel. Vithi D. Patel. Jack D. Patterson. Elizabeth Peacock. Mark Perez. Stuart M. Philp. Yorlide Padithriad. Charn Pidiregan. Carl Lee Pelis. Gabriella Plisco. Joshua Powers. Zane Presnell. Riley Slanka. Rakeen Rahman. Audrey Ramey. Caleb Ratz. Megan E. Reeves. Amy Reese. Brian Reeder. Blake Riegert. Carly Ripple. Emma C. Robertson. Andre Robu. Abigail Rao. Alexa Ray Rubenstein. Sharan Abigail Saldana. Dana May Salvador. Claudia Satska. Jamie Schweitzer. Jameen Shah. Charles Sicius. Jonna Sicius. Lily Scheitel. Kalina Shield. Matthew Simoncini. Simran K. Singh. Lindsay Skidmore. Rachel Slee. Natalie Srinivasan. Sydney Steinsberger. Sydney Stockwell. Emma Stratton. Rutika Surabi. Jacob Swan. Kayla M. Totaro. Fakuta Churan Tadanini. Sam Tavaraja. T. Lee. Marion Talib. Lakin Alexander Trimble. Kelsey Tyson. Andres Valagas. Krista Roman. Jacqueline Walker. Haley J. Wheeler. Andrew Price White. Amy Kate Williams. Michael Claire Williams. Gerard Woodland. Ufan Juan. Tanya Yaku. Angela Yang. Jason Young. Annie Zemp. Luke F. Zhang.
Dr. Brandon Brown, the Associate Dean for Preclinical Education, will now come and lead the medical student oath.
Would the future student doctors and faculty please rise for the medical student oath? Please repeat after me. We pledge to serve our patients, their families, our community, and each other with respect, competence, compassion, and humility. We hold as our ideal the care and treatment of all our patients. From them we will learn. We hold as our ideal the advancement of knowledge. Through it, disease will be understood, prevented, and cured. We hold as our ideal open-minded collaboration. To this we are collectively committed. We hold as our ideal critical self-evaluation. Through this we will grow. We, your faculty, promise to serve as worthy role models as our own teachers have before us. We promise to support your personal and professional growth in the clinic, in the laboratory, in the community, and in our own teaching. We promise to maintain an environment where scientific integrity and ethical standards sustain your trust in us. We honor the Medical University of South Carolina College of Medicine history of its service to the people of our nation and South Carolina. We embrace its rich tradition of teaching and research excellence. We accept the challenges and opportunities of those alumni whom we follow. We solemnly pledge our commitment to this oath and our assistance to others who pledge the same. Please remain standing.
I invite all to join me for these words of benediction. Let us please stand. May the words of inspiration offered today echo in the hearts and minds of this new community of students throughout the coming days, months, and years of progression. Help every student to discover their unique gifts of service as they find common aspiration within the collective calling to serve our communities. Bless them with comfort, as one day they will be asked to comfort others. Bless them with wisdom, as they will one day be asked to offer guidance. Grant perseverance, as they will be looked upon as sources of reassurance. Thank you for the trust that will be extended to them, and help us to trust in you and each other as we journey together today and in days to come. Amen.